All right, welcome back in, everybody. This is going to be another Stormgate cast, and I'm Algorithmor. And this is going to be another game featuring Mishima. Mishima, also known as Yoru. I will be calling him Yoru. And looks like he's open with some production into a shrine. His opponent is just here goofing off. This is goofing off the Blue Vanguard, who opened with a command post first into Arax here. You see that cool new charge power as the servos beam themselves in. And off goes a scout. So we are starting to see a change. I've noticed this in a couple ladder games I've played too. Now that you don't start with a scouting unit, a Hexen, and a scout, or a Morph Core, if you want to do some scouting, you really need to build units to do that. In this case, Goofin Off has made a scout to come and do that same kind of early scout harass and try and get some action here. In this case, he stole one slime before running away and eating a cabbage. And what we also notice out of the Infernal, out of Yoru here, is that your initial creeping you don't have that Hexen around anymore, so it changes a little bit of the math. Of course, all these units are fairly new or have new capabilities, so all that math has changed. But I've been noticing a 1 brute 2 gaunt creeping force is a pretty common way to start out. But we're up to 2 feeds. That's from a brute that's already split. And we're at 4 gaunts and a couple extra brutes here. This could actually just be an attacking force here. There are a few lancers here. One's really low and he gets taken out. Other lancer wants to make it back to the sentry post and does. So relative safety here for goofing off, as this is a really nice Sim City he's got here. Only little pathway in is here, and that buzzsaw cannon would do a good job of preventing these units from getting in. And so Yoru's just decided to take the vision camp instead. Didn't take the health camp. And goofing off is just goofing a bit. Doesn't look like he's queued up anything else out of his racks right now. Wonder what that's... Oh, he's got 2 more racks up here where some exos are popping out. So 5 racks. That might be just a couple extra too many at this stage. Though it does look like he's mostly saturated here. Same thing here. And back home for Yoru. We got a new vault coming up here. We're getting that greater shrine on the way just now. And the 3rd base is up with no saturation. And the Ethereum tower just got stolen. Speed Camp is trying to be taken out here, but we're going to watch Fiends and Phantoms try and get on top here and steal the Shadow Massifs and steal the camp. And then a real speedy group of Infernal units trying to get on top of this bile. There's quite a bit of bile there. We do get a flat cannon up, but there's just a lot of gaunts and brutes here, and it's not clear who's going to win this one. Although Yoru does pull back from the flat cannon, maybe that was wise. Nice hold there. Goofing off, pulling back some of his weak lancers to try and keep them alive. And if it's Exos queued up here, I was going to say if we could get a med tech out, we could really heal those lancers back up. Or they could just go chill out in the healing camp for a few minutes. And Yoru's moved out to the middle of the map, added a Magmadon here, and takes out the Ethereum camp, or Luminite camp, sorry. And we're starting to get to that point where it's just a little bit hard to make out the Infernal army. The dark colors on the brute and the gaunts just blend in, and it's hard to sort of tell them apart. I know that's going to get a change in maybe even in the next patch or a hot fix. I think we might get a little hot fix soon related to the Celestial Eco. Although, it doesn't look like Frost Giant has been eager to get on that right away. Oh, here we get an engage. Only about 3 or 4 Lancers in the front line here. There's a bunch of Exos. Only one Magmadon here as well. So the bulk of both these armies are just the range units, the Exos and the Gaunts. The Mag tries to get a good trample, but he gets taken out. Focus fire down by the Exos. And actually, ooh, Nightfall gets dodged. Really nice. And now most of the Lancers are down. All the front lines down. The Brute as well. So we see the Gaunts retreating back, trying to link up with some more units. We have a Hellborn added here and a Weaver. And of course the Weaver can go ahead and do a lash. The Hellborn now with strong single target damage. Lashing the Medtech, very nice. Good target on there. And goofing off trying to get a little concave there, but still deciding, no, I don't think I want to go toe-to-toe with these units. More Lancers popping out, which would be a good front line to keep the Gaunts at bay while the Exos try to just mow through these units. We see a lot of Fiends popping out of those Brutes at the front line. Weaver almost down. He's very low. 17 hit points. And I think goofing off is trying to just sniper by pushing forward a little aggressively there. And Yoru's pulled back to the speed camp here, while goofing off took these 2 camps and is also going to pull back to the safety of his own base. Maybe going for another camp himself. Speed camp is a quarter into respawn. And what's this? Phantoms. Remember, they only last 30 seconds. So I think plays like this are actually really good. Sending them out, hopefully capturing. Ooh, just blocked here. But losing them like that isn't as bad as, say, losing Fiends were in the good old days, because they're not permanent. You're going to lose them no matter what. So getting them out there for some scouting, maybe a little damage on a building if you just run them up against their front. All that stuff is worth it rather than just letting them disappear. Here we have Fiends going in to find a third, and they find it. There is a sentry post there, though. They're like, can we get a servo? Oh, the servo wants to get inside the sentry post, but he can't seem to do it. The Fiends have not focused properly. Anyways, there is a actual engage going down here. The Shadow Demons are getting in the way there, trying to take some of the DPS. Really nice tramples there, but at the end of that, all the mags go down. Another reinforcing mag shows up. He gets a trample too, but gets focus fired down before he gets any real damage. The Exos have been preserving their life, and that means they're getting some efficient trades here. Ooh, a bunch of servers on the low ground there that are going to be risky and dangerous. And Yoru is regrouping here. He's not really retreating. He's regrouping and wants to re-engage in the open area around this tower. And he pushes in with a nice effigy. Nice lash on the Vulcan too. And now we're seeing a lot of low units with that curse on them. And Yoru pulls back to his effigy so he can keep that health regen going. And boom, more Exos going down. Nice trample. Focus fire on the Magmadon to take it out, but still lots of damage on these units. Medtech's of course there to try and help for that kind of AoE. They can help heal up some of those units. But again, Yoru's in retreat. Effigy's being cleaned up. Weaver gets picked off. A couple slow Hellborn might be the victims now, but no, they turn and fight. Go for the Sentinel. Sentinel manages to pull back. We hear those Exos going down. We hear that We hear the Vulcan spinning up. The Vulcan's about to go down too. Ooh, another Magmadon shows up. Triggers his trample, but then retreats. And the Exos want to chase it down and get that focus fire kill here. And indeed they do. This is actually looking good now for Goofin off. He's, again, managed to make these Exos do such efficient trades. And now they're going for the Hellborn. The Hellborn go down. We hear that cool new death sound for the Hellborn. And, oh, bye-bye to this base. So Goofin off ain't goofing off any longer. He's being serious. Pushing through the trees here. Taking out Fellhogs. And now it's going to start going for the vaults here, for the production. And we see a Magmadon show up. A couple more show up. Oh, they're going to go through the trees. Whoa, that's really nice. Getting so much on those Exos. So many Exos going down here. And we're seeing a scrapyard be put up in the midst of this huge battle. The servos are like, this is fine. This is fine. We're here for Therium. This is fine. And Exos with the system shock are able to push back in. But again, Brutes showing up. They got that charge on them now. Remember that charge, if they're on the Shroud like we're seeing there, also increases their attack speed. Exos come back in, but we're seeing the Brutes recharge their charge. And that's partly what they want to do. A few of those units. Oh, all the servos just getting cleaned up there. Still a pretty good Exo force here. Lancer showing up, another Vulcan showing up. So Goofin off still has a really nice army here. But it's a back and forth between these two. And once again, yoru pushing forward. Wants to get those Magmadons on top. Getting some tramples. Huge tramples. Oh, and the focus fire goes down on them. A couple Vulcans in there too, with their railguns just spinning up and firing off. Wow, so many units going down here. In fact, it looks like Goofin off's once again getting the upper hand. Those Vulcans putting in the effort they need to. Another Hellborn going down. And now we're right inside the production here of this third base. A Manifest Shroudstone goes down to help, and a few other reinforcements show up. Weavers push the units back. This bioplay has been, I think, fairly popular among Vanguard so far in 0.4. We see a couple Vulcans being added, which just, I think, is, you know, icing on the cake here. A ton of servos showing up. They're going to make a base, it looks like. Up here, oh, okay, I wasn't really following what's going up here, but Fellhogs going for servos up here. Servos can out-repair the Fellhog DPS. But we still have this main battle going down at the lower part. Huge Nightfall infestation. We now have a dragon on top, and we get another huge group of stomps there. We see the survival protocol triggering on some of those Exos now, as they've got the tier 3 upgrade. But the dragon here is helping out just to... Ooh, shields up goes down on the Vulcan. The Vulcan jump jets forward. Dragon's still just trying to get some damage here. Dragon doesn't do infest anymore, right? So it must be doing the curse. I'm not sure if that has changed. But we're not getting fiends popping out of infest anymore. We're now getting curse. So I think that's what's happening. And the dragon's just adding those extra phantom production from above. We have a single hornet added in now. Again, huge tramples from these Magmadons. They try to get focus fire down. Ooh, an inhale poison there, if that's what it's still called. A Vulcan gets lashed in, but there's another one there. The Vulcans just, their DPS is so good in this kind of army. If they can stay alive. That one goes down though. And another huge trample, but those Magmadons don't last long with the Exos focus firing them. It's the dragon above, I think, that's really doing the extra work here. And so far the Exos have not been able to focus fire it down. Another Vulcan goes down. And now these units are kind of forced into a little bit of a corner here. Luckily, though, the reinforcements for Yoru have been drying up. Another Magmadon is showing up. Pushes his way to the front line. And is he going to trample? Gets a good trample. Pushes right through. He's got that raging tendons now for the speed. And Yoru has pushed right into the natural here. Now there is a flat cannon up. But a lot of those units are just fighting servos at the bottom, taking them out on the Therium. That meant that those Exos and the flat cannon were able to get some really good DPS down. But it looks like Yoru has turned for a softer target here, aiming for all these servos at the 3rd or 4th or 5th base here. And all those servos are going down. Look how many phantoms have shown up. And even more going down here. But this base is actually a loss. And Goofinov is hoping he can get something done here. But I'm thinking that his efficient use of bio is starting to slow down. He gets a nice system shot there to clear the curse. But I think the dragon needs to be dealt with. Maybe more hornets need to be built. Huge tramples. Oh my god, with the flank from the Hellborn on the other side here. That bio is just getting chewed up. Look at all those survival protocol triggered, but those Exos all die, and Goofin off calls GG.